Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me. Y'all are the quick ones. Hello, Molly, Perilous Rainbow, Sarah. Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad y'all can hear me. I was not sure if I was going to make it on a live tonight, and Andrew was like, just do it. So here I am, making some late night chicken. Hello from Ohio. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day Eve to y'all. I'm making some chicken tonight. I got some chicken leg quarters marked down. They were like 90 cents a pound marked down, and chicken leg quarters are probably my favorite like cut of chicken. So I'm gonna throw some together real quick for a very, very late dinner. So I'm just mixing up some breadcrumbs and some seasonings right now that I'll use for to coat the chicken with. Garlic powder. Hey, from Alberta, Canada. Awesome. One of the reasons I was late is I was hanging out on a friend's live. Like, I wasn't on the live, I just was in the chat, but they're in Canada. Some garlic powder. Yeah, if you saw my last video, I didn't use any garlic powder. It's because I was out. I gotta go get a bulk container, but Aldi saves the day for the moment. All right, so I just got some breadcrumbs and I added a bunch of seasonings to it. I'll appease the anti-hair crowd for a second here. And get my chicken coated real quick because I really want to get these in the oven ASAP. I caught New Bern, North Carolina on the screen there. Ooh, someone made a Valentine's. Lady Luck Slots made a Valentine's cake. That is awesome. I almost made a cake. I thought about doing a cake decorating live, and then I just was not quite up for making a cake. Because we're going to a Valentine's party tomorrow. That's what we'll be doing for Valentine's Day. A couple of friends of ours, they have a big Valentine's Day party every year. And so basically they always have a huge Christmas tree. And they've been letting their Christmas tree dry out for the last like 6 weeks. And so we do a bonfire and we're going to burn the Christmas tree. And that is like our Valentine's Day tradition. And we're going to have like burgers. Me and Andrew, I say me and Andrew, but this is Andrew's specialty. He's making a big dish that we take to parties sometimes. It's basically like a big hamburger helper style. Like it's like shells and like a cheese sauce with ground meat. A red velvet cake with chocolate frosting. Ooh, that sounds good. With cream cheese, frosting, and cherry pie filling. Every word I read just kept getting better and better and better. Yeah, one more. Do nails or eyelash extensions ever end up in a garnish in the family dinners? Not my family dinners, because I never do my nails and I don't have eyelash extensions. So, not in this household. Is it Yeb Caneel? Thank you so much. My mom and I are in love with you, Lisa. Oh, that's so sweet. Love from Toronto. Man, there's so many cool people I know who are either like in Toronto or the direct surrounding Toronto area. There's a lot of cool people in that area. Oh, hey, Just Melissa. It is good to see you here. I'm glad you're hanging out late. Get my extra stuff out of the way here. Get this chicken packaging out of the way, because otherwise I'm going to bump my elbow into it, and I'm going to be mad about that. Does it count as Valentine's Day if we agree on a new mattress? Oh. Hello, hello. All right, Focus, Lisa. I have a brand new like soap dispenser that we got like 2 years ago when we replaced our faucet. Was it even 2 years ago? It might have been longer than that. And we just haven't gotten around to installing it yet. All right. There's my chicken, all breaded and ready to go in the oven. Setting a timer for 45 minutes, and that's probably going to be the exact length of tonight's live. Good. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed the new video. It was one, I got it filmed, I started editing it, and then I just like, it was a few days later than I meant it to be, because sometimes the editing just, it's probably the worst part about doing videos, is sometimes the editing like gets a little overwhelming. I like doing it myself, but yeah, sometimes I just like get in a funk with it. In one of your last videos, you said you were from Gloucester County, New Jersey. Heck yeah. Mullica Hill. I was not near, I was more near like the Clayton, Glassboro area. What's for dinner? I just threw some chicken leg quarters in the oven. Now I got the chicken out of the way. Put my hair back down now that I'm not going to get my hair in the chicken. And I think I'm going to do, I've got asparagus and I've got broccoli, but I think I want to do asparagus, and I think I'm going to do some potatoes. Because I just got, Aldi still has their 10-pound bags of potatoes at a really decent price. I think it's still the price from their like Thanksgiving rollback prices, whatever they called it. But it was like $4 for a 10-pound bag. Ooh, pasta. Yeah, so homemade pasta is one of those things that it seems like it should be really hard, but I think that everybody can do it. Like, it's very, very accessible, I think. I grew up in Glassboro, also lived for 26 years in Franklinville. Yeah, all areas that I am like so very, very, very familiar with. Glassboro is crazy. It's changed so much from when I was a kid. Like, it has, because when I went up for Christmas to visit, I stayed at the Marriott that is in Glassboro now, and like that whole area is so built up. We were able to just like walk from our hotel to Landmark and have a dinner, and it's just such a weird, it's weird how the places that you grew up, like how much they change and like how impactful that is. Like, you know, it's like a natural thing, like, you know, the places are going to change, but when it's the place you grew up, you're like, wow, this is weird. A video plus this in a day. Right. I'm on it today. I need to be in bed by 1 a.m. so I'm just going to make myself a quick omelet tonight. I mean, I thought, so if I wasn't doing a live, I would have probably made something like really quick and simple. But I was like really convinced that I wanted to do the live. By the way, if y'all see me staring to the side here, it's because my phone shows me like limited comments, and then I've got my laptop right here, and I can see just about all the comments on my laptop. So yeah, if you see me staring off to the side, that's what's going on there. So Michelle says, my mom was not a good cook, but the one thing she could make was chicken and homemade noodles. Nice. Yeah, my mom is not a good cook either. That's not me slandering my mom. She will be the first to tell you that. That is why I do all of the, you know, the majority of the cooking. Andrew does cooking as well. Anytime that I don't want to cook something, Andrew will happily make something. I do most of it just because I like it. All right, I need to start thinking about getting these potatoes started. And I'll go through the hassle of bringing out the big cutting board. And do I use Manic Panic? I used to love Manic Panic. I don't like Manic Panic anymore because I don't know like what changed in their, I don't know if their formula changed over the years or if it's like the porosity of my hair changed over the years, but it comes out way, way, way too quick. So I really love a product called Punky Color, but it bleeds a lot. Like that's the one thing, and it does, but the color lasts forever. But this time I did it with, was it Pulp Riot? I think it was a product called Pulp Riot, and it bled a lot less in terms of like on my like towels and pillowcases and stuff. But it, like, I got a lot more hair. A lot more of my hair is blonde now than I intended. Like all this hair in the front that admittedly like is a really pretty shade of, you know, light pink, but it wasn't supposed to be. So like it stains, it doesn't stain like my towels and stuff, but it stains the rest of my hair. Ooh, tikka masala, that sounds good with potatoes. I haven't tried Splat. I know nothing about Splat, but I mean, I'm any color that will last forever, because that's the thing about like what they call fashion colors, which is like the fun colors, is that they're made to be more temporary typically. So they don't make them in like, so they're called like deposit dyes. So they're not, they don't have the chemicals in them that like traditional hair dyes do. They're more of a stain. And so they don't necessarily last as long, but I'm like, I want my pink to just last forever. I would rather have the chemical dye and for it to like be permanent or more permanent than it is. Oh, you got that the oil jar? Yeah, I got these for Christmas on Amazon. I love these things. It makes me feel so fancy with my oil. That's yeah, I'm very, very happy with these. And I kind of wanted to stop getting like the spray oils, like the Pam, and this does a good enough job. It's like equivalent enough without like the propellants that are in those can sprays. So I'm really happy with this. I probably should have linked it in the video, but oh well. Puerto Rican beans and rice. That sounds really good. I don't know what, you have to tell me what is like distinctive about like Puerto Rican beans and rice versus other kinds of beans and rice, but I'm sure it is good. All right, let me wash this real quick. Probably should have taken this off when I was handling the chicken, but luckily I didn't get anything on myself. But I want to use this bowl for my potatoes in a second here. That way I will have less to wash. So, one second and I'll be right back with y'all. I'm hurrying back. All right. Okay, what'd I miss? I'm making my son his fave cake, a coal miner's daughter cake. I don't know what that is, but I rarely meet a cake that I don't love, so I'm sure it is great. All right, I need potatoes. Oh, they're over here because I just bought them today. But yeah, yay for Aldi still having their big bags of potatoes on sale. All right, let's see. How many of these do I want to use? As I said, potato math is not my strong suit, and when we're using a 10-pound bag, it's probably even less accurate. Because the bigger the bag, the less it feels like I've taken out. So, you know, obviously I must grab more. Let's see, Dolly Parton's cup of cake. I don't know what that is either, but I know, I'm sure anything that is a Dolly Parton approved recipe is a good one. Sazan, sofrito, sometimes cubed ham and potatoes in our beans and rice. That all sounds very, very good. All right, give these a quick rinse. 20 people, so 20 potatoes. I feel like I would do 20 people, 40 potatoes. Have you ever seen Steel Magnolias? I have not, actually. I recognize the title, but I have not actually watched it myself. You know, I was gonna put these in the bowl to mix, but I have my other sheet pan right here. I might just put them straight on the sheet pan. Cut these into quick little wedges. There's a lot of movies that I feel like I haven't watched. Like I feel like I've seen a lot of movies, but I feel like some of the ones that are like everybody's seen them, there's a lot that I feel like I just completely missed out on for whatever reason. Be prepared for my heart to be ripped out. It's probably why I haven't seen it. I get mad when movies make me feel things. That's a slight exaggeration, but... Oh yeah, those glass canisters back there, I love them as well. I told my mom that I wanted the smaller one for Christmas, but she wasn't sure which size was what, so she just got me both of them. And at first I was like, what the heck am I going to do with this giant canister? But I actually love it for my flour. And I mean, we probably have to refill the smaller one with the rice like at least once a month. I mean, not at least once a month, but probably like once a month. That's about the amount of rice that we go through. But yeah, I love that big canister for my flour. Oh yeah, that's a lot of potatoes. Because I mean to put, I was intending to put asparagus on this tray too. What type of wine am I drinking? It's a Pinot Noir. It's a Trader Joe's one that I've really been enjoying. And it's only like $5 at Trader Joe's. When Andrew asked me when we went to go get another bottle of it, he was like, oh, which one, like, what's it called? And I was like, I have no idea what it's called. I just know that it's got a really pretty design on the bottle. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, yeah, look, what the heck, let's put this little potato on. Why not? I could have made half the number of potatoes here, but at least I have lunch, so it'll be all right. Yeah, it ended up being quite a bit of potatoes. Any fun plans for Valentine's Day? Yeah, my friends throw a big Valentine's party every year, like no matter what. It's not always on Saturday. It's whatever day actual Valentine's Day is. And we have like a bonfire and burgers and wine and desserts, and it's a fantastic time. So that is our Valentine's plans. I will be surrounded with so many of my favorite people, and it's going to be a good time. All right, so I love this thing here, like I said, because it can spray the oil, or there's a little lever and it pops up, and you can pour the oil on top. Get a little salt on there, a little pepper, garlic powder, and a little chili powder. I do love fried green tomatoes, the food. They're very good, and a popular appetizer at restaurants in the South. Melissa, stop. You're so sweet. I love you, Melissa. I appreciate your support so much. You've been around for so long, and you just always brighten my day. Yes, everybody, big, you know, I don't know what, hand clap, hands in the air. Melissa's awesome. That's what we're getting at here. Raise our glasses for Melissa in the chat. I'm always so appreciative, and I'm like always like, I don't know if I'm necessarily conveying like just how appreciative I am. Because like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how to genuinely express how appreciative I am, but I really, really am. I love the little, you know, like the YouTube community, the budget cooking community. There's such great people that I have met on here. And actually, oh, hey, today is the 5-year anniversary since I uploaded my first video onto YouTube. It was February 13th in 2021. And so actually this was a good day to do a live. I didn't even think about that. But YouTube gave me like a little message earlier today that was like, congrats on 5 years. And I never, like, you know, really imagined like what this would become, but like, I'm glad that I nervously uploaded that first video. Like back in like my first year, I would have to have Andrew actually hit the publish button. Like I would upload the video and I would write the description and I would make the thumbnail and I would have everything set and ready to go. And then I would be like, Andrew, I can't do it. And so like Andrew would be like, do you want me to press the button for you? And I'd be like, yes. And so he would press the button for me probably that entire like first year of making videos. Yeah, in the era of AI slop. I know for me, I definitely am craving authenticity from all of my creators. And like same thing in the things that I create, like I do not like to use AI just because it has really, really valuable uses, but it's one of those things where it's kind of like being overused regardless of the consequences. That's a whole other discussion. But here's my delicious looking potatoes that I'm about to throw in the oven. I gotta get these in the oven so that way they cook close to the same time as my chicken. We have to get married on February 13th. Oh, we'll see what day of the week that is. And it is, I promise you, it is a when, you know. Couldn't tell you when, but it is a when. Get my little fitness watch here that I decided to start wearing again. That somebody very, very generously gave me on Buy Nothing. I love, love, love Buy Nothing, as you all have probably heard me say many times. What made me decide to make videos? I don't remember what made me decide. Like, it's been long enough that I'm not sure if I'm like an accurate storyteller about what made me decide to make videos. Because I know budget cooking wasn't my first idea. I had a couple other ideas. Like I was thinking about making content around like thrifting, because I was watching a lot of other like young women on YouTube who would like, they would go thrifting and then they would show off the things that they thrifted, and then they would they all had like Depop online shops, and so they would you know, go thrifting and then sell the clothing that they got on Depop, and like that's how they, you know, that was like their content cycle and like their monetization cycle. But like I decided that I didn't feel like I could be as like, I didn't feel like I had anything unique to offer that niche that like the girls who were already doing it and very successfully had to offer. I had a blog, like a budget cooking blog, and I was active on like Reddit, on budget like subreddits and stuff, and you know, I was getting a lot of really positive feedback for like the budget, because I was still doing budget cooking content, just not in videos, because you know, I was just really trying to save a lot of money in my cooking and things like that. And then, yeah, so I just decided, I don't remember what triggered it to be like, oh, I should do this as a video instead of just like making blog posts and Reddit posts about it. But I decided to, and it was one of the best decisions I could have ever made. Perilous Rainbow says, honestly, the older I get, the less pressure I feel about getting married. Like for us, it's also when, but everyone pretty much treats us as married since we're in our 30s. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Like, I mean, I have friends who've gotten married and divorced in less time than Andrew and I have been together. Like, and like, you know, there's a lot of like, I don't know, I don't want to call them trends. I wouldn't call it that, but like, you know, if you don't have a ring in 2 to 3 years, what are you doing kind of thing. But like, when me and Andrew first got together, we were young enough that I would not have, like, if he had asked me to marry him in 2 years, I'd have been like, what are we doing? Because it just, I don't know, I'm good at long-term relationships. And so like, I've had other long-term relationships that were 2 years, and I'm so happy I didn't rush into anything more serious with those relationships. So yeah, you know, and Andrew's sticking around forever, but I don't feel like pressured or rushed or anything. Creative peeps find their niche. I think that's very true. Oh, I think Andrew heard me talking about him.
That was more like the food smells really good.
Oh, okay. By the way,
my ears were ringing though.
Oh, okay. we weren't talking about you, about Andrew, right? By the way, this was for whoever asked, this was the wine that I'm drinking. It's Motif. I know it's reversed, but it's the one at Trader Joe's that's $5 and has the really pretty label on it. That's how I remember it. I haven't had wine in actually a few weeks because I haven't had anyone over for our Sunday Bad Reality TV that we usually do. Mine told me he's like a disease. I can't get rid of him.
What?
No, it's nothing bad about you.
Okay.
We're saying that you're permanent.
I'm like a Sharpie.
A Sharpie. Can you get me, there's a bundle of asparagus in the bottom left drawer?
Yeah.
Because that will need to go in soon as well. Either one.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. Thank you. Let's see. Your husband and you will be married for 25 years this Mother's Day. Congratulations. What bad reality TV do we watch? We watch a little bit of everything. We're very big on Love is Blind. We have not started the new Ohio season that just started yet. I gotta see if people are available on Monday since it's a holiday. Otherwise, it'll be a couple weeks before. Well, I don't know. I'm hoping we can get together in the next couple weeks, but we're very, very, very excited about a new season of Love is Blind. We have a whole like whiteboard system that we do because there are so many people and they have a tendency to like, a lot of them have a tendency to all look alike and blur together and not be very distinctive or interesting. So we have a whiteboard that we do. And we like, you know, write down their age and what they do and like notes about them and stuff like that. But we watch stuff that's more, we also watch stuff that's more like one shot that we don't have to get to know the characters. We do watch a lot of like romance wedding type shows. Like we watch Millionaire Matchmaker and what's the other one? 4 Weddings. We like to like, especially because both those shows were filmed like 10 years ago. So it's kind of fun to see the slightly dated nature of it. I know we watch other reality shows too. They're just, now that I'm trying to name them, I can't think of any of them. It's like every time someone asks me like my favorite book or movie or something that, suddenly I can't remember like any of the books or movies I've ever seen in my life. Real Housewives. I'm pretty sure my cousin is really into that. I could maybe get into that. Not with my friends, on my own, I watch a lot of Naked and Afraid. Like I've been watching Naked and Afraid Apocalypse. What am I doing up this late? I'm a night owl. I struggle not to be up this late. But also I just was overly busy and getting into stuff earlier, and so I put dinner off way too late. But I also wanted to do a live, so instead of just like making eggs or something, I was like, all right, let's just follow through with dinner and we can all hang out, which is way more fun. Granted, if I wasn't, either Andrew and I would be watching some shows or playing Fortnite, or I would be playing Stardew Valley. Those would otherwise be our Friday night plans. Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay. I feel like, isn't there a Housewives of New Jersey? Is that a thing? I don't know. I feel like I would enjoy watching New Jersey reality television just because it would, you know, feel comfortable and familiar. Let's say RHOA is Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? I'm pretty sure I've seen that one pop up. Raleigh, I'm pretty sure is a little too. It's still too young of a city to have a its own Real Housewives series. Though, Andrew and I always joke that because they did a Love Is Blind season in Charlotte, we joke that if they ever did one in Raleigh or like the Triangle, we would have to pretend that we didn't know each other. So that way we could go on the show for funsies and meet and then get to go on the honeymoon, and we're like all of our friends, you gotta pretend that you gotta pretend that like with the like assign friends to each other, and they all have to pretend that they don't know each other. Yeah, I don't know. We thought it'd be funny. Our friends were in on it. All right, I guess I can start getting this asparagus together. I've had the potatoes in for about 10 minutes now. And then I always save all of my rubber bands because I use them in everything around the kitchen. Into the junk drawer they go. Hello, Rebecca. So happy to have you here. Asparagus is that one vegetable that I swear when you look up how it grows out of the ground, it feels like a prank. Like, it does not feel like that is how asparagus should naturally grow out of the ground. Like, I should try growing it myself sometime. Like, I'm curious if it would grow just like on the hill in my backyard maybe. I don't know if it gets enough sun. But I kind of want to try planting like random edible plants out there because I have so little space in my actual like garden beds, because it just, my whole yard is shady and hilly, and so I'm so limited on the amount of space that I can like practically turn into like grown space for edible food, but I try my best. Hello from Sanford. Man, that's close. What do you mean it grows in single stalks? Exactly. Like, if I went outside and I took the single stalk and I just stuck it in the ground and I was like, that's what asparagus looks like growing naturally in the wild, you'd be like, haha, very funny. But it's like, no, that's literally how it grows. I keep seeing people, they do the thing where they just bend the asparagus, but I feel like that uses up more, like that gets rid of more of it. Like, they say, like, you know, you bend it all and at its natural breaking point is where like the woodiness stops. But I feel like I lose too much asparagus doing that. That one broke. Yeah, Brussels sprouts are also a really neat one. they grow in very interesting ways as well. But yeah, so I know you can just like bend the asparagus, but I like to kind of just like look at it and decide how far up I want to. And usually where I cut it, it's a little bit lower than, maybe this one I'll cut a little bit higher up, but otherwise I like doing that better than the breaking method. You don't think it makes too much of a difference? Yeah, I'd rather just line them up and chop off the ends and call it a day. And then that one didn't want to cut. Like when there are some like this one where it looks a little more white on the end, I'll cut that one a little higher up, but I don't stress too much about it. Also, not the end of the world if I'm eating a piece of asparagus and I decide not to eat the end of it after it's cooked. Oh yeah, those are Andrew and I, we haven't watched a lot lately, but we used to watch a lot of cooking reality shows. We used to be very into Chopped. And we liked, whoops, that's okay, it's going in the compost anyway. See, like I said, ask me to name shows and suddenly I forget every show I've ever seen. Which ones did you mention? Top Chef, Master Chef. Okay, so yeah, Hell's Kitchen. We watched a lot of Hell's Kitchen. We watched a lot of Kitchen Nightmares. We watched was Beat Bobby Flay the one that came later? Yeah, because Throwdown was the one that we didn't like, but we liked Beat Bobby Flay. We get a little bit into that Guy Fieri one, the challenge one. Was it Guy? I think that was the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, it's been a while since we watched cooking reality, come to think of it. I mean, we used to be like diehard, like every season, Hell's Kitchen, we were watching it. Oh, like the renovation shows. We don't watch a lot of renovation shows. I think it was like a season or two of that one with Chip and Joanna Gaines. I can't remember what the show is called, but there was like a season or two of that we liked. But we do like some of the House Hunter shows just because they're some of them can be kind of crazy, like Tiny House Hunters. That one was fun. We liked watching Tiny House Hunters. And then, what's the Zillow Gone Wild? That one is fun. It's hosted by the guy who is in Wreck-It Ralph. And then, like America's Ugliest House or something like that. We like that one too because a lot of the houses, like they're not ugly, they're just really weird and eccentric, and so like they're fun to look at. Is my mom ever gonna get in front of the camera? I don't know. I'm not sure. She, yeah, I'm not sure. That's up to her. She dabbles on TikTok. I'm not going to give away her TikTok, but she's like just starting to get a little bit comfortable with the idea of like putting herself on social media. Who is my favorite food channel chef? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a really good question. I'll have to think about that one. Oh yeah, Kitchen Nightmares, Amy's Baking Company, a classic. What are we cooking? I have chicken leg quarters in the oven. I just breaded them and threw them in the oven. And I have potato wedges in the oven as well. I'm getting ready to throw my asparagus on the same tray that the potatoes are on. I'll just give the potatoes like just a few more minutes and then I'll throw the asparagus on with them. I should probably look in a second and see how those potatoes are doing. see all that steam pop up. But they definitely need a little while longer. There was an episode of Wife Swap with someone. Yeah, Wife Swap used to be my very, very guilty pleasure, fully understanding that they intentionally put people with like directly opposing lifestyles and values and things like that, and knowing that it was heavily dramatized. But I still like that one. There was also, so I almost was like, there's a couple times in my life where I was almost on reality shows. So one of them was a ghost hunting show. Cannot remember which one it would have been. Like, could not tell you which ghost hunting show it would have been. But one of like the original ones, like the OG ones, when ghost hunting reality shows like were just for the first time like being produced and coming on the air. So, because my mom, fun fact about my mom, she is a certified paranormal investigator, and she used to do like ghost hunts and things like that before there were any reality TV shows about it. And then the reality TV shows became a thing. And so they were looking for people to be on these reality shows. And oh, I know who you're talking about with the WWE person. Yes, I know who you're talking about. But yeah, they were looking for people to be on these reality shows. And the group that my mom was a part of, they were going to do an episode with her group at Eastern State Penitentiary, which was like an old abandoned haunted prison in Philadelphia. And we were going to do it, and like we were starting to get like all the paperwork and things like that. But there was language in the paperwork, and that was like the producers were telling us that pretty much that like if there wasn't sufficient activity happening naturally, that they could make their own activity happen, and like we were supposed to play along. But the group that my mom was in really valued like integrity. They had a lot of integrity, and so they turned the offer down ultimately, and you know, some other group of people ended up on the show. But they were pretty much like, you know, we're not going to fake and pretend that there's ghosts if we don't feel like there's ghosts. And my mom has already been at that, like at Eastern State Penitentiary, like multiple times before. And, you know, she felt like she was approached by something or someone multiple times. So like, she didn't feel like she needed to fake it, but she wasn't gonna fake it for TV pretty much. Yeah, my mom, it was cool because my mom would bring home like their paranormal investigation like kit, and it had like the EMF detectors and like the little the different like recorders and like the thermometers to take the temperatures of rooms and stuff like that. And so like the really cool thing to me that they did was that they would so if you were someone in the South Jersey area and you were afraid to be in your home, like you felt like there was something haunting, something happening in your home, and you were scared of your home, they would completely volunteer, come, and they would do an investigation of your home. And frequently they let people know that like, hey, like, you know, what you're experiencing, it's not something paranormal and scary. You just live in an old house. You've got like, you know, this is where the sound is originating from. You don't need to be afraid. And like lots of things like that. So, you know, it was a really cool group that they had. Did your mom listen to Art Bell? I'm not sure. There was a guy that she knew though. God, was his name was it Lou Gentili? Was that his name? He had an AM radio show in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area. And he was like a demonologist. He studied, I think I could be getting it wrong here, but I want to say like he studied with the Warrens, who are like the famous demon hunting couple that's associated with like Annabelle and like the Conjuring movies and that kind of thing. Unfortunately, he died of cancer years ago, but he was a really cool dude, assuming I'm remembering his name correctly. All right, let me focus for a hot second. I'm gonna get out that pan real quick that's got the potatoes on it because I want to put the asparagus on it. All right, you're probably gonna see a bunch of steam pop up there, maybe. Here's those potatoes out the oven. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool right, thank you for the facial. Nice little steam to open your pores. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff in Philly in terms of just like history and potential haunted places to see. I love Philadelphia. It is one of my favorite cities. I know I'm biased just because I grew up in like the Philadelphia area. Like growing up, we always joked about licking the Liberty Bell. Like that was like our running joke. But when I was a kid and you could visit the Liberty Bell, like I could have reached back and touched it because back then that was how close you could get to it. So we always joked about like betting each other to lick the Liberty Bell. I'm just moving, can't like quite see, but just moving the potatoes around a little bit, making a little bit of room on this tray for that asparagus. There we go. My pan's a little bit crowded, but it's gonna be all right. Potatoes are really well seasoned, so as long as they're ultimately cooked through, they will be very delicious. So let's see, I like dividing my asparagus, not all of it at once because that's kind of a lot. I like to do it in thirds, just because like it's not as pretty as when chefs do like the full stalks and lay them across the plate, but honestly, I think it's more practical in terms of eating and enjoying the asparagus. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a crowded pan. All right, it'll be all right. That's always my motto. It'll be all right. Headed to Philly for a concert in April. Awesome. What concert are you going to? I have not been to a concert in Philly since, I don't know, something at the Trocadero, probably 20 years ago. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to a concert in Philly. I've been to concerts in Camden, across the river, but I don't know when the last time I've been to a concert in Philly has been. My favorite concert that I ever saw in Philly, though, it was when Linkin Park was a brand new band. When they were a brand new band, and their album Hybrid Theory had literally just come out like a couple weeks prior, and I was listening to the local radio, and I heard the song One Step Closer for the first time ever, and they were like, that's the new hit single from the new band Linkin Park. They're gonna be at the Troc this Friday night. Get your tickets. And I, being a little teenager, was like, went to my mom and was like, can we go? And the tickets were $8, which is crazy to think now, and there were like no fees. We went to the mall and picked them up at the Ticketmaster box office at the mall, just paid $8 each flat out. And there were like, I don't know, the Trocadero was like 1,000 people or something like that, something crazy like that. and they had a balcony that was 21 up. And I just remember my mom let me go have my fun down at the down on the floor, and I like, yeah, she went up to the balcony and she hung it out there, let me have my fun time down like on the floor. And there was at one point, because I was wearing this bright orange hoodie that I loved at the time. I don't remember when I finally got rid of that hoodie, but I, as a teenager, this was like one of my favorite hoodies, and it was this like bright fluorescent orange. And my mom is up there just kind of like, you know, looking down over the balcony, and she looks down and she's like, hey, I think that's my kid, because I was crowd surfing for the first time. And I was so like little and light then that, I mean, I swear I was this close to making it on the stage with Linkin Park. Like, security like grabbed me and plucked me out of the air and set me down. But like, it's one of those things that's such like a vivid core memory. And it's funny because I saw them again several months later at the Electric Factory in Philadelphia, and by then the tickets had gone up to like $28 or something like that, $20, I don't know. And then I saw them for the third and final time, which is funny because I've seen them 3 times, and all 3 times I saw them was within like an 8-month period. But it was at that summer's Ozfest. I don't remember how my mom ended up with tickets, but yeah, that was like the 3 times I saw them, and it was all like when they were just like up and coming. It was really cool. I think that's one of my like favorite like experiences that I have like bragging rights to. The one concert that I hate that I didn't get to go to was back then, like way, like I don't know what it was, if it was like late 90s or early 2000s or something. Metallica did a free concert, and my mom went to it because it was free tickets, and we had to have a ticket, and she went to it, and she got there and they were handing out more free tickets on site, and she was like, oh, I should have taken you out of school and like brought you. And I'm like, yeah, why are you telling me this now? You should have. Like, I don't want to know about this now. Like, I don't want to know that I could have gone. All right, let me get these back in steam again. And my chicken is coming out of the oven because that is done. I said that the amount of time that the chicken was in there was how much time I was going to end up being on the live, but it'll be the length of time it takes for that asparagus to get done. That is how long I will hang out. All right, let me see. Linkin Park is your all-time favorite band. That is good taste. I can't say that I love the new singer, not because she's a bad singer. She's just like not my personal like style. I think she is a very, very good singer, just not my style. Let's see. Metallica at Woodstock 99. That would have been cool. I think in 99, I think the only concert I had been to might have been the Backstreet Boys. Because I got tickets to see the Backstreet Boys, and it's so funny because like my pop phase, like as a youngin, was so short. Like I so quickly went from like, oh my god, the Backstreet Boys, and you know, yada yada yada, and then suddenly all of a sudden I was like, I don't like pop. Pop is for all of the preppy people, and I'm not preppy. I'm different.
I'm not like the other girls.
Or the other guys. I wasn't like any of the...
I shopped at Hot Topic.
I did shop at Hot Topic. Well, I didn't... I shopped the clearance rack at Hot Topic.
I mean, yeah.
No, my favorite story of mine about affording Hot Topic as a, you know, broke teenager who didn't really have a lot of ways to make money was collecting cans and crushing cans to take to the recycling center, so that way I could afford this very specific bathing suit that I then kept for like 10 years because I was that into it. I tried the road trip from South Carolina. Is that from South Carolina to Woodstock 99? Blew my engine halfway there. Oof. Joan Jett, Motley Crue, Def Leppard, Poison. I've seen Poison. One of my friends took me or did I don't know. Me and one of my friends went to Poison together. I can't remember which one of us got the tickets. Did I win them? Maybe I won them on the radio. I think that might be what happened. Yeah, it's funny. I realized in my my video, in my intro to the video, I was wearing one Led Zeppelin hoodie, and then when I was like saying my goodbyes in the video, I was in another Led Zeppelin hoodie. My mama raised me right.
I just think it's funny that is like the exact same logo for Led Zeppelin on both the hoodies. Just one's a zip up and one's not.
Oh yeah.
Like it's exactly the same hoodie. It's just the zip
No,
up.
no, no. The other one has Icarus.
Mm.
This one's got like the old guy with the lantern, and the other one is the falling Icarus. I have a T-shirt that is exactly the same as my hoodie. It's funny too though, because I was just telling Andrew the other day that I've had this hoodie I got it on the clearance rack at Target probably in like 2006. Like it's definitely showing its wear. It's really starting to like become frayed, especially the ends of it.
Well, you also wear that one a ton too.
Yeah, but I think
my Fender hoodie is that old too.
Mm-hmm.
There also was quite a while where I didn't wear it, but I did wear it like every day of high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this was like $6 or $8 at Target back in the day.
I'm pretty sure I got mine at Reading. This tend to be where I got all my school clothes.
Has my mom ever made an appearance on a video? I don't think so. Like I said, her voice has made an appearance, but I don't think she has quite been like ready to come on the camera. Maybe one day. I grew up in the 80s, best decade. My mom was an 80s teen, so she passed a lot of that on to me. Catching up with the chat here. As you see me staring off, looking like I'm lost, it's just because I'm reading the chat. I probably look crazy on the camera. Thinking about my dad being 14 in 1980 messes with me. I don't know how old my dad was in 1980. Probably not very far off from that age. Yeah, probably not that far off from that age, actually. My dad was probably close to that in 1980 as well. This chicken in front of me, by the way, smells so good. Like, what did I do with my other... I have another one of these somewhere. I have no idea. But that chicken it looks so good. It smells so good. I can't wait to eat the skin off of it. And I love the chicken leg quarters, and honestly, any chicken that I just throw in the oven like that, it's so easy. Like, I just set the temperature to 425 and like toss it in some like breadcrumbs and some seasonings and just chuck it in the oven for like 40-45 minutes, and it comes out perfect every single time. Love it. Yeah, the leg quarters, my favorite. So is anybody doing anything exciting for Valentine's Day? I do not have siblings. I am very much an only child. Andrew's got plenty enough siblings for the both of us. My mom was the youngest of 7 also, so that might have been a factor there. What was my temp on the oven? I do my chicken usually at 425. Sometimes 450, but I think I like 425 better. it gives the chicken really good time to like for the fat to render in the chicken and just to get like really tender. And that's specifically for legs or thighs or leg quarters. Breasts, completely different story. Breasts, if the rare occasions I do breasts in the oven, I do 400 for like 20 minutes. I'm talking myself out, taking myself out for pizza. I thought you said you were talking yourself out of pizza, and I was going to be like, I'm about to talk you back into it. I love that though. Yeah, for anyone who wasn't here, Andrew and I are going for a bonfire, and we're very excited about it. Bonfire burger party. My partner is an only child. He said the same thing about my siblings and the rest of my family because he's got an aunt on his dad's side, an uncle on his mom's, and 6 cousins total. I mean, I have a lot of cousins. I'm not necessarily close with a lot of my cousins. I do have one cousin who, like, me and him are, like, crazy close. Like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we grew up really, really close to each other. I feel like we have a sibling connection. We've always kind of, like, referred to each other as siblings. So I definitely have, like, a connection that is somewhere between cousin and sibling. But I never disliked being an only child. I've always liked being an only child. But I also grew up in a very, 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 very small, like, house environment, whatever you want to call it. I grew up in a small trailer. And so, like, there would not have been room for any siblings. I'm very grateful I didn't have siblings. My bedroom was teeny tiny as it was. Yeah, chicken breasts can definitely be dry. I like to pan fry them. I've made them in the oven and they'd be like really good, really moist. But yeah, lately I like to pan fry them best. Just enough to get them cooked. Just enough to get them cooked through, and then it's like, all right, they're perfect. But very easy to overcook them. My cousin, her daughter, and I did Valentine's dinner tonight since she works tomorrow. That was a good idea anyway because it's probably going to be packed and crazy and crowded tomorrow. So I definitely support a February 13th celebration. If we didn't have a party to go to, we would be making like a fancy dinner at home. Either I'd be making Korean fried chicken, or Andrew would be making steaks, or we would be doing something that was like a special meal at home, and then like we're watching a few different TV shows, Andrew, me, and my mom. Like, we're watching Fallout on Amazon right now and like a couple other shows, so. My great-grandmother on my dad's side had 14 kids, man. God bless her. Whew. That's a lot. That is a lot. See, my first concert wasn't until 2021 when my brother took me to the Who concert in Pittsburgh. Andrew's first concert, I took him to. So it's definitely not, I mean, I don't know how old you are to it be your first concert, but yeah, Andrew's first concert wasn't until I took him to a concert. So, and what was the first one I took him to? He walked away, so I can't ask him. I think it was an Avenged Sevenfold concert. I feel like that's what it was. And we have been to many concerts since. My husband works at a restaurant. He has almost 500 covers a night. Yeah, I mean, props to anyone who is working in the restaurant industry for Valentine's Day. I know it's definitely a busy time. There's probably a lot of very rude people out, but hopefully there's also a lot of really good tippers. Hopefully it is also a money-making time. Oh, you'll be cooking for your 87-year-old mom. I love that, a galentine. I love a good galentine's. And that's the thing, like I say that we're going to a bonfire party tomorrow, and it's very much like it's all of our friends get together for this event. And so it's, whether they're married or coupled or single or whatever, like it is a time for just like all of our loved ones and friends, and I love it so much. I love Valentine's Day. Like, I very much love Valentine's Day. My mom always like made Valentine's Day a special thing, so I don't have a strong connection that Valentine's Day has to just be like a romantic holiday. I am all about spending Valentine's Day with like anybody who is important to you, and just like it's an excuse to do something special. And like I love an arbitrary excuse to do something special. Like it's probably why I love like theme parties and like random get-togethers like that. Like I just love any excuse to make a random day special, and I'll take it. Like before I was friends with the couple who does this big bonfire party, like I would do like a Valentine's brunch, and I would invite all my friends too. So that way, like, you know, whoever was gonna still go out to dinner, they could still go out to dinner. But like we could have like a nice fancy brunch together with mimosas and all that. And yeah, I'm so big on just like making things special, because why not? Oh, Mother's Day is hard at restaurants. We never go, like, so I'll cook for my mom on Mother's Day. We never ever go out to eat on Mother's Day. Like usually I'll make my mom, her favorite is Korean fried chicken, so usually I'll make Korean fried chicken on Mother's Day. That, or she abandons me to go camping and hiking, and so I'm home alone on Mother's Day anyway. But that's, you know, still her doing something special for herself. But yeah, if she's home, usually I'll cook a special meal, or Andrew will make burgers. Like he makes really, really good burgers. My mom complains that she can't enjoy burgers at restaurants the same anymore because she really, really likes Andrew's burgers. Letitia, your daughter's birthday is Valentine's Day. Well, happy birthday to her. Y'all know next year Valentine's Day will also be the Super Bowl. So that'll be especially interesting for restaurants. We went to Felt on our dad's birthday. Why would I want to spend my birthday with you? Oh, I'm sure that was said very very lovingly, very, you know, tongue in cheekily. Yeah, my mom, she does a lot of, I love, so she worked retail for the absolute, like in like other crappy jobs. Like, I mean, not, you know, not to like disparage anyone who like works in any of those jobs. They're obviously necessary jobs, but like, you know, it was years of her being overworked, underpaid, never having weekends off, never having 2 days in a row off. And like, how do you go on vacation or any kind of trips or anything when you never can even get 2 days off in a row? So, you know, and she worked jobs like that for most of my life. And then so, you know, when she finally got a normal corporate office job where she had a set schedule and weekends off and was allowed to take PTO, like, I mean, I cannot even express how much I love that for her, because she was finally able to start like making friends that weren't like drama friends in the workplace, because that was what most of her friends, the majority of, there's one woman that she's friends with that she met like in retail who was great, but like most of her friends that she made in the workplace, like they were drama, they weren't long-term friends. But so like she can make friends outside of work who more closely align with her interests and her values and like all these things. And she actually gets to go on trips for herself and develop hobbies. Like she's running half marathons now. Like I love that for her so much. It's so exciting. Yeah, that's exciting for your dad. He got to do something really cool for himself. All right, I'm gonna take these. Asparagus definitely isn't done, but I'm gonna take it out real quick and give it a little shake on the pan. So you about to get your little steam treatment here. Oops, take it down. Yeah, needs a little bit longer, but we're getting there. I'm gonna reset this timer here. Yeah, food looking good, smelling good. It's got Andrew. He's like,
That's why I'm like hounding.
he's like floating in the background like a cartoon character who like is smelling it, and it's like, you know, making him like float towards the smell.
It doesn't help that I have my robe on.
So does pineapple belong on pizza? Okay, so here's the thing. I love pizza and I love pineapple, and I will eat pineapple on a pizza, but I don't love pineapple on a pizza. So, you know, I'm not gonna cancel anyone for liking pineapple on pizza. It's just not my thing.
Hey,
But-
if that's an allowed topping, I'll take it.
But I mean, you know, when we bring pizzas to my friend's house, like I know specifically that her favorite topping is chicken and pineapple on a pizza. So I always make one of them a half chicken and pineapple specifically for her. So I don't love it, but I can exist with it. Yeah, retail workers should get more props for sure. Absolutely. And I think like the thing that is most frustrating about, I'm sure anyone who works retail jobs like this will resonate with, is the fact that they don't give the stores enough hours to disperse amongst their employees. Like it's just super annoying. Starting a fight. Yeah, right? Ooh, I love jalapeno on a pizza. My favorite pizza is pepperoni and jalapeno. Though I also love a white pizza, like with like big globs of ricotta on top. I only just discovered that I really love that in the last few years, but I do love a pizza like that. But yeah, if Andrew and I are ordering a pizza, it's usually going to be pepperoni and jalapeno.
They're for the 2-topping special anyway.
Yeah, if we're still, well, I mean, I like fewer top. Andrew likes more toppings on his pizza. I like fewer. Oh no, you like that.
Why'd you
Okay,
have to start
here's-
saying it like that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, here's the thing. I'm fine with a pineapple on pizza. That's fine. I don't love it, but that's okay. All right, let me tell you about this pizza that Andrew grew up with and that
Oh,
Andrew
yeah.
loves. Yeah,
I know what
what
you're
is it?
It's a BLT.
It's a BLT pizza. You're putting fresh lettuce on a pizza.
Yeah, when you order it, they put the lettuce and tomato. Yeah, they put lettuce and fresh tomatoes in a bag for you to put it on before you eat it. It's literally just pepperoni, cheese, and bacon, and then they just give you like lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah,
I mean,
so you've got your pizza and you've got a bunch of shredded lettuce and you're just
you also
putting.
but you also have to remember that it is like the New York style. Like there's more grease than cheese.
No, no.
Like the only way for it to be like structurally sound is for you to fold it in half like a taco. Otherwise, it just droops everywhere.
All right,
It's the thin, greasy sliced pizza with that. Like honestly, the freshness of it helps.
All right. Some of them are on your side, but I don't want to. I just can't. The fresh lettuce on the pizza. It just
I mean, I
doesn't
get
do
it. And the
for
greatest
me.
thing about it is you don't have to have it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can just either get like whatever we want, or I can just have that on the side kind of deal.
And I guess we gotta go all the way to New York to get it anyway.
And we gotta go to Anelio's anyway. Yeah, because how else are we gonna order a pizza and get lettuce and tomatoes?
Oh, and shred. Yeah, exactly. It would be impossible to make that at home.
God, it just doesn't make any sense.
There we go. Somebody's on my side. No lettuce. Thank you.
I mean, that's fine.
Although
I'm all for pizzas for like people's whatever pizza toppings they want.
I'll give you
And
that.
I ain't eating their pizza, and if I
Yeah.
am,
So
I
we
don't
said
care.
that is called a taco
What, fold it in half?
with the lettuce and all that. Although you know, white people taco
White people
night.
taco night. Well,
but
wouldn't this just be an Italian taco at that point?
right. Okay. But if you want, I will concede this for your birthday. When we get the pizza for your birthday, if you want, I will get you a bag of shredded lettuce and some tomatoes. And what do you need? Some bacon? And I'll make some bacon.
I
So
mean,
you
honestly,
can-
yeah.
So you can put it on top of the pizza and get nostalgic about it.
It'll
because
probably make me a little
because one of our favorite local pizza, like actual local pizza restaurants, their rewards program, they give us an entire free pizza on our birthdays, and it's like
it's not their big, but it is big enough for 3 people.
it's their small, but it's big enough for me, Andrew, and my mom to all eat it and feel like we had enough pizza. Like it's a
With a couple
big.
slices left too.
Right, and it's like thin crust. Like it reminds me very much.
Close enough to New York style.
It very reminds me of a northern pizza. It's a
Yeah.
very, very good pizza. Like I've had a lot of mediocre pizza in the South.
I wouldn't call it New York style, but it is like one of the closest I've got.
Right.
That and what was the other one? Bella Italia? Or is that the Italian place?
That's the Italian place. That's
There's
the place.
another pizza place called Bella something because it was up near where my parents used to live in
Yeah.
West Raleigh.
I think Bella Italia is the ones that catered Alex's brother's wedding.
Yeah, that's what I
Which
thought.
or no, that was Bella Monica.
Bella Italia might be the one I'm thinking of. Then.
Sadie's, the bride's dad,
Yeah.
is Bella Italia. Yeah. We're getting distracted here. We're going on a tangent.
Yeah, I really like their pizza too. But
Pierogi pizza. Whoa. We need to go back here. Where's the pierogi pizza at? Tell me more about that.
Pierogi pizza. Isn't that just a calzone?
Well, that would be like a pizza as a pierogi, I guess, without the potato.
That's what I'm.
But no, I want to know about this pierogi pizza. Let me.
That sounds like something at the state fair. Does it not?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see. Now, Chemical, tell me more about the pierogi pizza. Let me know where do I need to? When you say up here, where are we talking? Is that like Ohio, Pennsylvania? The Italian pizzeria in Durham? Okay.
Okay.
My problem is that I never go to Durham, even though it's right there. I don't know why. I love pierogies as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could be making pierogi right now. No, that's not.
No. I do like the idea of making it for my parents, though. I think my parents would really like it.
That's our next time we.
Well, especially my dad. I never realized how much of a picky eater he was.
Next time we cook for Andrew's parents, I think that's what we want to try next is some homemade pierogi.
At the bottom of it. I'm sitting here like the steam is coming.
Oh yeah, it's because that's what the vent is.
Yeah, it's the vent for that one.
No, it's okay. Every time I open the oven, I give them a steam experience.
Nice. Welcome to the spa.
Exactly. That's actually that was the ha.
We don't have any cucumber slices.
We could. I think there's a cucumber in there. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta read back here, Andrew. Ohio. See, I knew it was going to be Ohio because I have a friend in Ohio who emphasizes how intense the pierogi culture there is.
Really?
So
interesting.
That's why I guessed Ohio. Perilous Rainbow, your partner doesn't like pierogi. Red flag. Apparently his Italian half wins that fight. I'm Italian as well. You know, you obviously by my super pale skin and freckled features here, but believe it or not, I actually am a good bit Southern Italian. But I love pierogi.
My family's Polish and likes the sausage that goes in the pierogi.
My family also is heavily Polish Ukrainian.
Mm.
For a lot of things. When is the cookbook coming out? I don't know because I'm not great at the kind of specificness that usually comes with cookbooks. So I could probably do, I don't know, I could do some things. I have
I feel like your thing would be a pinch of salt or whatever.
Everything,
or whatever feels good.
Everything will just say season with your heart. These are the specific seasonings that I recommend. But you do you. That's what it would end up looking like. It's an Irish Italian. I also have a lot of Irish. If you haven't noticed, I am very I am a European mutt pretty much because it's the Italian and the Irish and the Ukrainian I think are the heaviest. But there's and German. So I guess those are like the four pillars of my ethnic history. But then there's also like French and English and whatever else. I Sorry, yeah, I know, Andrew. I feel like when I try to catch up in the chat, I feel like I probably look like I'm like loading or something.
Oh, the stream froze.
That's why it's good you're here though, because then I can like I can.
I can help. Should I pop my head in?
You're allowed to. Nobody's gonna be weirded out that you're wearing a robe.
I wasn't trying to pop my head.
Come here.
I'm comfy. No, actually, you know what? That's good enough.
You're warm. Hello.
The camera's pointed down because you're so short.
Pizzeria Toro in Durham. Noted.
Okay.
So, am I Polish at all? So, like, when I do, like, I had, my, like, ancestry type thing, it displays as Polish, but specifically, I have a great-grandmother who came from the Ukraine. So, that, how, like, borders change over time and things like that. So, like, I'm from that general area, but, like, as far as nationality, my great-grandmother specifically was Ukrainian. But, like, when I do, like, DNA ancestry stuff, it comes up as Polish. So take from that whatever you like. All right, let me focus for a second here and get this tray out of the oven and see if this stuff is done.
Do you have room over here for that?
I was just going to stick it right here.
Okay.
In fact, I don't need the knife, and I'm just going to stick it right on the cutting board. Get this out of the way. Alright, spot time.
Ooh, it sounds good.
Well, it looks good. Oh, yeah. That looks good now. That looks how I was hoping for it to be. So, hooray! Turn. Oops, this timer. Oven is off. Andrew is way taller. Yeah, Andrew's a good bit taller than me. Like 10 inches. Are you hiding in the corner now?
I didn't realize it. I don't know. I just felt awkward
that
sitting
way?
in the back.
Yeah, he's a little bit taller.
Ooh, chicken looks good.
Right? Are you trying to distract me? That's good. You can tell me if they're done enough. Or if they need like 5 more minutes. I already turned the oven off, but obviously it's still hot, so.
I think they're done enough. Honestly, if they just chill for a little bit.
I mean, I can just put it back in the oven for a few.
Mouth scorchingly hot. What about the asparagus? I mean, asparagus is real, but I think potatoes could use just a smidge more.
I'll just stick it in for like 5 more minutes while we wrap up here. And have our very, very late dinner.
That's fine.
No, that means the live is fixing to be over. It is almost done, but it was a very, very late live. But also, I think this is it'll be the most concise live I've ever done, because I always am like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do like an hour live. And then it almost always, not even almost always, it is always like at least 2 hours. So this is very concise for me. Brevity is not my strong point. Andrew makes fun of me every time it is like time to leave any place, like our friends, anything. I'm like or friends are leaving. I'm like, oh, hey, by the way, before you go, before I leave, let me, did you hear about this? Oh, let me tell you about that. Oh, hey, by the way, like, I'm really good at extending a goodbye. Peerless Rainbow says, we supposedly have some English on my mom's side, but I don't want to know when it came in. Oh, yeah, no, I got you. I don't have any, like, Ancestry shows a good bit of English, but, thank you. I don't have, like, enough direct relatives to know when that came in. Same thing with Irish. I just don't know directly, like, my relatives enough to know that. I'm pretty sure that is on my mom's side. But my mom's grandfather, my great-granddaddy, came over from Sicily on a banana boat, is what I was always told growing up. And growing up, I always thought that was kind of like a, I don't know, like I thought that was some kind of like a joke. That didn't literally mean like, yeah, my great granddaddy came over on a banana boat. And there was a brief time when I was like, hey, that's not something that like I'm joking about, that I don't understand the meaning of, that maybe I shouldn't be joking about. Because okay, so here's the thing, my natural hair color is red. And I always heard, when I was real little, I always heard people would ask my mom, be like, oh my God, where did she get that beautiful red hair from? And she'd be like, oh, you know, the mailman. And I didn't understand it, but I repeated it. And so people would go to me and they'd be like, oh my God, where did you get that beautiful red hair? And I'd be like, the mailman. And they would like laugh, like they'd be shocked and laughing. And I didn't understand why they were laughing. But I just knew that they were, I was like, oh, cool, I said something funny. So, I kept repeating it. And then it was like an embarrassingly late age when I finally like connected the dots and figured out what I was saying when I was like, oh, the mailman. So I thought I got to a point where I worried that like the banana boat thing was the same deal. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, do I like, because that sounds ridiculous. He obviously didn't just like, come over on a banana boat. So I was worried. I was like, all right, what have I been saying all these years when I was like, yeah, my granddaddy came over on the banana boat. No, it literally was a banana boat. So apparently like that was cheap passage for people in Europe back then, because the boats would go to Thailand and they'd load up on bananas, and then they would stop in Europe on their way to the Americas, and they would offer Europeans much cheaper passage on these banana boats to the US. So it actually was very, 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 very literally, he came over on the banana boat. But I was worried about what I could have been saying for years. Yeah, I'm a very, very slow goodbyer, because I don't know, I love hanging out with my friends and having a good time, and I'm like, I don't know, I just don't want the good time to end. You have a published family genealogy that goes back to before America was America. That's really cool. Most of my like known family genealogy doesn't go further than the 1900s. That's like when most of my family, as far as I know, came over here. So because it's like I know that my great grandma on my dad's side came over then. I know that my great grandfather on my mom's side came over then. I don't know a lot much further back. Like I have like kind of a little bit of a family tree, but yeah, there's not a lot that I know past the very late 1800s, very early 1900s. I know that like I definitely have family on my dad's side that came over from Germany, like Pennsylvania Dutch type stuff, but I don't know when they would have come over. Yeah. There's probably someone in my family who has all of that recorded that I could probably like get in touch with and find out that information, but me personally, I do not know. On a paper scroll, okay, that's cool. That's cool to be like, oh, you want to know my family history? Shh, and just like whip out a scroll. Honestly, I think there's more things that we could probably like be really dramatic about and whip out a scroll for. I think that would be fun. I have had a good time. I'm glad I decided to go on live tonight. I've had a fun time hanging out with y'all. And I hope everybody has a super fun Valentine's Day tomorrow. That's not me saying goodbye quite yet. That's me. This is the preemptive to the goodbye, because I need a little bit to get going. And I wasn't sure if I was going to keep this live up, but I mean, I usually keep my lives up, so I'll probably keep this one up too. So if you missed the beginning, you can go back and watch it if you want. I get the lives that are a little bit slow paced, so like some people like them, some people don't care for them, which is absolutely fine. Where is my cat? My cat unfortunately passed away about a year and a half ago. Probably because of the videos, it does not feel like it has been that long, but it has been that long. We've started playing with the idea of getting another couple cats, because if I get another cat, I would like to get a bonded pair, but we're not quite there yet. But I don't think it's going to be too far in the future before we end up with cats again. And then there is always the chance that the cat distribution system, which I'm very open to, provides me with a cat sooner than that, because that's how I got my last couple cats. Cat distribution system. They just practically fell into my lap. The previous one, quite literally, pretty much fell into my lap. You guys never would have met my previous cat. It was a big dopey orange cat that I named Apocalypse, and me and a friend I had at the time, this friend had a convertible, and we had gotten Chinese food, and we were sitting in its convertible eating Chinese food, and this cat literally jumped into the car. And that was how I ended up with that cat. Like, that was prime cat distribution system at work. And then the gray one that y'all would have seen, I found him in the mountains. I had a job out in the mountains. It was an outdoor job. I was in like a semi-remote location, and this cat just showed up and wouldn't leave. And they were like, something needs to be done about this cat. Like, we can't just have this cat. Like, we love the cat, but we can't have him hanging around. And I was like, I volunteer as tribute. I will take him. And so I drove him 5 hours in a cardboard box back to Raleigh, because don't even ask me about my insane schedule where I was working in the mountains but living in Raleigh and going back and forth every week. That's a whole thing. But yeah, I drove with that cat 5 hours, yowling in my passenger seat in a cardboard box. But that cat lived a beautiful, spoiled life for over 10 years here, so it was worth it for him, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It happens. He lived a good life, and it's been long enough now that, I miss him, but I'm at peace with it. Is probably the terminology I'd use. But it also means that, like, we want to really think about when we get another one, because that when you get a pet, that is unfortunately like the eventual outcome is, ideally you always outlive your pets, and the benefit of that is that you get to give them this like awesome life. But yeah, just have to prepare for, like, all right, are we ready for this again? And like, fortunately, like, the vet that we had, I love the vet that we had. They were fantastic through the whole thing. So there is at least that, is I know, like, all right, I already have a vet who I know is like fantastic and like on our side and all that. Some dinner, some late night dinner, absolutely. What is it? If it was this Taco Bell, they would say this is fourth meal. Granted, I didn't actually have dinner, but my one cat keeps yelling at me when I'm trying to go to the bathroom. Yeah, that is a cat. That's practically a toddler. People say that cats are way easier than dogs, and in some ways that's absolutely true. Like, not having to go walk a cat outside and let a cat out to use the bathroom constantly and that kind of thing. But yeah, in terms of like the attention that a lot of cats will want, it's almost like having a toddler. Like, I didn't have my cat like on my shoulder in videos because I was trying to be like, oh, look at my cat. It was because for some reason, the moment I started talking to the camera, he would literally like claws out, start climbing me. He wanted, like, I don't know what it was, but if I was talking to the camera, he wanted to like jump up into my arms and be like, that was his thing. I have so many shirts. I have so many of Andrew's shirts that I like to wear, that have holes in the shoulder, because the cat specifically liked the shoulder and would, he'd be happy and excited. So he'd be doing these. And so I've got so many shirts that have holes all up in that left shoulder because that was like his thing. freeze-dried treats on a stick. Yeah, we did not have our cat cremated. He is in our backyard. We have a little cat shrine way up in the backyard because we just didn't want to like send him away to be cremated. It was what we felt was right, and we have a big yard, so he's back there. He's back there, so we can go back there and say hi, and we have a lot of deer that end up in our backyard, and like squirrels and all kinds of animals. So we like to think that that's a nice place for him to be. Yeah, I'm excited to get another cat. Don't know when it'll be, but I am excited to. I'm just not rushing it. I'm not gonna lie, like there are certain small perks that I'm enjoying that like long term I won't care about, but like short term I'm enjoying, like the fact that my friends who are allergic to cats can come over and hang out and not be like sniffling and sneezing and blowing their noses the whole time. And just like not having cat hair on everything. When I start all my seeds in the next couple of weeks, I don't have to worry about the cat eating them all. Like I don't have to like put them up and hide them from the cat, because my cat loved to eat my seedlings. So just little things, but I'm also looking forward to having a cat again. But also, our cat was so needy. He wouldn't eat if nobody was home. So it made it to where like we had to like strategize or like, figure out like going out of town. Like we couldn't all go out of town at the same time. Like somebody had to be home to hang out and feed the cat because he wouldn't eat otherwise. Like even just like for a weekend away trip. And he'd be very, very, very upset. So that's why we want to get a bonded pair this next time, because we figured they'll be a little more, like it won't be as big of a deal if we go out of town overnight or for a couple nights or something. One sec. All right, there we go. Yes, the cat distribution system usually does not let me down, so no worries there. I'm sure it's gonna happen. But it's also like I've never gotten to actually like pick out my cat. Like I love my big orange dopey boy, and then I love my, maybe he was a Russian blue. People always said he was a Russian blue, but I've also been told that like without genetic testing you can't really know. Either way, he was a very large dopey cat as well. Loved both of them, but I'm like, if I get to choose a cat, it's like, oh dang, what kind of like, or a pair, like what kind of cats am I gonna choose? Andrew really, really wants a calico. I don't know. Like, I don't know, like if I could choose any cat, like I also really want a calico or a tortoiseshell, something like that. But I don't know what we would want for the other one. I really like the idea of having another orange cat. I love orange cats. Like they're so, like the whole like joke about them all sharing a brain cell, like love that. But yeah, who knows? We'll see. I love the idea of having a little calico and orange cat duo, especially because like the calicos are usually females and the orange cats are most often males. Ooh, an orange cat and a black cat at the same time. That would be cute. I do love that. Yeah, we had a cat at my grandparents' growing up. It was an outdoor cat, but my grandpa loved her because he fed all the stray cats that came into the area, like that came into his yard, whatever. but he loved her because she chased away most of the other cats. She was kind of territorial. And so it reduced the number of random kittens that he had born on the property. It reduced the number of just like cats like fighting and spraying and like all the things that come with like stray cats. He took care, like he fed them all, but he appreciated that she kept the numbers down. And yeah, it was this calico cat that I don't know if it was me or my cousin that named her or my grandpa named her, but we very, very creatively named her Callie the Calico. But I mean, she was the absolute sweetheart. That cat was there for years and years and years and years. And I mean, I think it kind of broke my grandpa's heart, but he was backing out of the driveway and he backed over her one day, and that was how she died. He hated that so much, but that cat was loved. Like that, me and my cousin still talk about, oh yeah, Callie, like a lot. But yeah, that's why I am very much like any cats I ever have again in my life will always be indoor cats. All right, steam coming in. Oh yeah, those are done now. Oh yeah, that looks fantastic. So that is all ready to eat. Honestly, I probably could have taken it out a minute earlier, but I was having fun talking. I didn't set a timer. Oh well, it'll be all right. So those are out. And then this is probably, yeah, I can just lift this now. If you were late coming in, this is my chicken that I made. We're having a very, very, very late dinner tonight, but that's all right. I had other stuff I was doing earlier. Yeah, sometimes it's crazy how a group of cats will get along and then something happens with one of them and it just completely throws off the balance. I hear that. All right. It is quite late at this point, so I guess I should get to actually eating dinner. Andrew and I will probably watch some TV shows and then head to bed after not too long. I don't know. We're both night owls, so. But yeah, and then like I said, we're gonna going to a Valentine's bonfire and cookout tomorrow that I am crazy excited about. I haven't seen my friends because we've had so much cold weather, especially on the weekends. Like we keep getting snow and ice on the weekends, and so I'm like, I got to go to one of my friends' houses last weekend for the Super Bowl, but like overall, I'm feeling a little socially starved because I haven't seen my friends that much lately. So I am very, very, very hyped for tomorrow. Like I'm excited to spend Valentine's Day with Andrew, but then I'm also excited to like spend it with all of my friends as well. So it'll be a really, really fun day. I got a lot to look forward to. But yeah, as I said earlier, I'm not good at brief goodbyes, as you can see, because I just start rambling. But I hope that y'all have a wonderful Valentine's Day, wonderful weekend, whatever you got going on. I hope some of y'all are getting to enjoy 3-day weekends. Those who, get to have Monday off. Yeah, we're gonna eat some delicious food and call it a night. It was fantastic hanging out and chatting with y'all. I always have a really good time. I really need to do this more often. I feel like I always say that I need to do it more often, but I really need to do this more often. And yeah, I will hopefully see y'all again soon. I appreciate y'all so much.